Picky Nits. Why didn't Rat go for it with Stacy after the first date? What happened there?
I assume he creamed his pants and had to run out of there.
They didn't do the Forrest Gump. Like, he didn't do any convulsion, though. I rewound it to see. It seemed like he was trying to play cool, but I just didn't understand his motivation.
I think he's just very nervous, right?
Like, he liked her too much?
He was not expecting that sex would be on offer, right? She's immediately like in the bathrobe, they're in her bed, and he's just simply not prepared. So he has to whip out, if not his penis, then the story about his sister needing the car. No comment when the tape deck was stolen about how mad his sister would be. So yeah, he just seems to be panicking.
What was the age difference between Linda and Stacy? And would Linda actually hang out with Stacy?
I think Stacy's supposed to be a sophomore and Stacy's supposed to be a junior or a senior.
Stacy's 15 and a sophomore, and yeah, Linda's a couple years older.
Linda's in Brad's year, right? So Brad's his last year, so he's a senior. He's graduating. So I think
but she's talking about her fiance Doug. So why is she engaged?
But she's got to be a senior because she's the letter, right, about how Doug is not coming to her graduation, right?
So she's a senior
because
and
she didn't
Stacy's a
exist.
sophomore.
Yeah. The age gap and it's not that I think they wouldn't be friends, but like they seem to only be together. Like there are the other girls they're hanging out with at Perry's, but they're sitting together at lunch. Like
I feel like
Linda
she would have
other friends.
Her own friend of like really hot girls in her class that would just hang out at the cafeteria. What do you have, CR?
I just think Damone's got to have more of a cash backstop. You know, like he's operating on a lot of credit for a kid in high school. And he's got like all these chits out with these kids where he's just like, hey man, remember Van Halen? And it's like, you gotta have $75 if you're Mike Damone, right?
Yeah, you have $700 under your pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Maybe he's propping up his dad's garage with it, but and then just Rat's not getting over Damone getting Stacy pregnant.
That's the big one. Just Rat forgiving him way too quickly. We already talked about like why would Ron Johnson go to the point specifically. This is a little bit more serious, but I do think Stacy seems quite calm about being pregnant at 15. Little too
you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But watching it's kind of
it feels like the character
to see like people kind of take life as it comes. You know?
That part, absolutely. I feel like we're missing like a scene.
Yeah.
Where she is a little bit more.
So I think they have the scene. I think it was one of the deleted ones with her and Linda.
Okay. Would Employee of the Month Brad Hamilton be fired for that interaction with the customer?
And who did he beat out as Employee of the Month? They had like 3 people there.
I know. And half of them he's brought on. Like it's like...
was it like how Lamar won AFC North Player of the Month like 19 times?
Get out of here.
2 and 5 in the playoffs.
Adam did ask me to mention as a Blue Oyster Cult enthusiast, he was offended by the notion that Damone would not have been able to move the Blue Oyster Cult tickets.
I do feel like
their popularity in
early 80s,
82
moving away from Blue Oyster Cult though a little bit. But I obviously respect Adam's.
So there's some
picking it.
There's some picking nits with the Led Zeppelin song because it's not on Led Zeppelin 4. It's on Physical Graffiti.
Yeah.
And Cameron Crowe said there was a publishing snafu. So they had to get that other song instead. But then people who were diehard Led Zeppelin fans took it as a joke that he thought Led Zeppelin 4 was, that he just basically had the wrong album. Here's my biggest one. I can't believe you guys didn't mention this. I was going to give it to either of you. You both missed it.
Is it why does
Linda... Like had it 5 years
why
ago.
does Linda have enough carrots
Did you say
for a family
you feel like
of
we would have had it 5 years ago
when we were all at our peaks? We have Christmas scenes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then we have the big football game.
Yeah.
The fucking football season ends in like early November
There's
in California.
a lot of like seasonal.
We're not even close.
Stuff.
Even in the 80s there was like that?
We're like 3 months after the
football season ends at Thanksgiving, basically, right?
Here it's like,
they
mid-November.
play Thanksgiving football on the East Coast, so I'm just saying.
This is October, November for football. All the football stuff should have happened in the first part of the movie, and they just missed it.
Yeah.
Annoying. It's been annoying me for like really since the early 90s.
They also have like the hot summer
should we
swim
quit
day,
now?
right?
Just you and I, since we missed that?
Listen, I missed it too for years.
I'd like to make sure that I give you all the money I was scheduled to make, though. I don't want to like take anything else from this company.
You didn't notice that though?
It didn't occur to me because this movie isn't like conventionally structured where it's just like it has like a second act.
There's something about the way it's sequenced where it's like, you know, the the Rat Stacy date. We know that they're going to the pool. They're crashing her house to go to the pool after the date, right? If you mess up a date, try again. So we know that that's actually happening in the right order. It's not like the scenes have been flipped, but it's like 100 degrees and swimming weather. Like,
well, it's the Valley.
But a minute after Christmas?
I think there's like a Spicoli part of the movie that they kind of rearranged to go earlier and later in the movie, but it takes place earlier.
I was too distracted by Linda and Stacy slicing the giant salami at Perry's with the wrapper
while
on.
They're talking about how long guys can last. Yeah.
Yeah.
Art Linson, who was one of the producers of this movie and wrote that book that's really fun, which I have, and I looked through it last night all excited for the Fast Times chapter, and he didn't have it. But he did have one page on it, and he said how on the set it was clear Sean Penn was stealing the movie, and they were like putting in more scenes with him.
Yeah.
So that made me wonder, like the
is
football
the Jefferson's
stuff. Maybe they
brother
moved,
thing.
maybe they like moved that stuff up because they wanted more Sean Penn. I like reading that in movies because we watch these movies and we watch them and we're like, oh man, so well crafted.
It happens
and then
more
Art
on
Linson's
TV.
like, we told Cameron, like, write 3 more Spicoli scenes. That kid's great.